Hey guys, Scriptuber here with another video, and I watched a video from the Echo Base Network yesterday, or maybe it was the day before actually, because yesterday I was working all day. I think it was the day before. It was about the reaction to Star Wars Theory going to the ICCC conference, or ICC conference, which is just a Star Wars thing where there's people selling art and stuff. I went and checked on their website, and yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff, and they got booths and vendors and creative people and people who are, I think, selling stuff. I think Theory's there to sell lightsabers and stuff. And they were talking about the comments underneath the Facebook announcement that Theory would be there. And they were talking about how people shouldn't be lashing out at him and they shouldn't be saying these things about him. And so I want to go through this a little bit because I think I have a little bit of a different take. And just so you know, like, I don't understand the personal attack stuff. I've been critical of Theory. I don't like that he deleted his review of Rise of Skywalker. He's deleted some other stuff as well as it pertains to the sequel trilogy. I have no problem with people changing their minds, but if you change your mind, own up to it and don't try to pretend for newer people coming to your channel that you didn't feel a different way before. And then at the same time, you need to be able to defend why you changed your mind. But it is easier just to delete a video than to do that. So I'm not a big fan of that. I don't agree with that. And I think to some extent it was done to chase the audience because the reaction from a lot of people was negative. And being on the positive side, maybe you wouldn't have seen the kind of growth that he got after that. I don't know. But when you delete a video, it seems strategic. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like a natural thing. Having said that, personal stuff, personal attacks, I think is where the line needs to be drawn. You know, and I don't do that. There's a lot of guys, and they're very funny, and I have nothing against them, but they do spend the majority of their time on their channels with personal attacks rather than making fun of what people are saying. They also do that too. But then there's a layer of personal attacks which I don't get into, and I'm not going to be forced to get into that. And I'm not going to be forced into a situation where I have to say what somebody else thinks I'm supposed to say. Like, I'm not joining that group. I'm just not doing it. I'm not joining a group of people that if you don't toe their line and say exactly what they want you to say, then you're bad or something, or you're a loser, or you're a shill. And then at the same time, I'm not going to go the other side. That's far over on one side, and then the other side are people like this commenting on Theory. But the reason I brought up his change with his sequels is I think a lot of people on this side, the ones that are like this SJW, like 24/7 stuff, I think they saw him as, quote, an ally, but it's always superficial, right? It's like, he's an ally because he likes the sequels, right? And then when you turn around and you don't anymore, people that became your followers or your subs, because they think you're a, quote, ally, and now you're not anymore, then they go after you. That's what it seems to be to me. And so let's get into some of these things. So he's going to be at this conference, and he's a guest, and they announced it. Apparently this is a pretty cool conference. They've been doing it for a really long time. The Echo Base guys said they've been there tons of times. So here's what the people say. Top comment: great news if you're a straight white man with no empathy. Terrible news for the rest of us. I don't understand. The guy talks about Star Wars. Oh, I know why. It's because he said Amandla Stenberg was being an idiot. And she was. And I don't care what gender you are or what race you are. You're not entitled to act like an idiot and attack the fans. Like, you're not entitled to that just because you're not a white man. Like, I don't care who you are. So this is the type of crap people are saying. There are, now, one of the things I wanted to show as well that I don't think we got a lot of in the Echo Base video was there's a lot of responses of people being like, dude, are you dumb? Like, it's really sad to see comments like this. This is funny. Jacob Munger. It's always a Jacob. What's with the Jacobs? Theory has used his large platform to divide the Star Wars fandom in the worst ways. I would say the only division is the fact that he went from being pretty pro-Disney to not. And I would like to see those arguments. As far as dividing the fandom, if some guy with a YouTube channel, I don't even care how big it is making you hate your friend or dividing your Star Wars buddies, then you guys are losers. Like, it's supposed to be for entertainment. And while he never directly says to target creators he dislikes, he knows if he says he doesn't like a director or actor, his fans will target them, quoting him as if he spoke gospel. Who's doing that? Who's quoting him? Are people doing that? Let me know in the comment section. Like, I know I have my views on somebody who I don't think has any business directing a show or whatever, or a Star Wars movie, based on their background, or an actor, but are there other people that literally quote him? And even if they do, so they're not quoting him because they're quoting him because they agree that it's stupid. And on the flip side, I'm sure there's people quoting him to criticize what he's saying. So it's an open field, man. People are going to say what they want. Jacob, with the way he weaponized his fans against the cast and crew of The Acolyte. Bro, weaponized his fans. So you're of the opinion that these people watch his videos and they're like clapping seals and just whatever he says they go with without thinking? So you're literally calling them stupid. You're saying that fans of Star Wars Theory are stupid and just anything he says is, as you put it, gospel. I don't think people are like that. In fact, I think in Theory's case, you can tell by the numbers on his channel that I think there's a certain percentage of his subs that are just no longer engaging. Because they don't agree probably with some stuff that he said. So, like, who cares? We're all in the same boat. You're allowed, like, I don't think these people are idiots. I think they just agree with them. The Acolyte, like, weaponized his fans again. Like, what do you think happened to the cast and crew of The Acolyte, Jacob? Do you think they can't sleep at night and they're just having such a horrible time and because of those people on Instagram saying stuff? And again, I haven't seen any receipts of anything really, really egregious. I've seen some people saying some, kind of dumb stuff and making fun of them, but I'm sure Amanda Stenberg is crying herself to sleep on her, luxury bed in her nice house that's paid for. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for people. I would trade my situation with their situation and be involved in Star Wars and collecting these fat paychecks and getting made fun of online all day long. All day long. So I don't have sympathy for them. But again, he's not... They're just agreeing with what he's saying, because what their Acolyte cast and crew were doing was dumb. Like or hate the show, doesn't matter, be kind to everyone. You're not being unkind by criticizing something that somebody puts out in the public sphere. If you're going to put a show out in the public sphere, you're allowed to criticize it. Theory is allowed to criticize it. If you're going to put a stupid music video bringing up slavery when you're a Nepo baby, people are going to make fun of it. And you're half white. People are going to make fun of it. I'm sorry, but you're not... Amanda Stenberg has never and will never be oppressed. I don't have sympathy for her. And no one should. Neither should you, Jacob Munger. So you're not being unkind by being critical. In fact, you might even be being more kind by being critical. Like, if my friend is doing stupid stuff and I criticize him for it, I'm probably actually more of a friend than if I told him that what he was doing was good. Right? Because I care about him and he's being an idiot. It makes me feel like a welcoming event like ICCC isn't the place he should be. I know he can be cool at his Theory Sabers booth, and maybe he's in person he's much more chill, but I definitely fear the type of crowd his presence will attract. Ultimately, my faith is in ICCC. Michael has never failed us yet, but this choice definitely doesn't feel like the best one. Bro, like, how like, thin-skinned and pathetic are people today? like, Star Wars theory is offensive? Really? This guy's like, he's as tame as I don't even know. Like, he's like, he's as tame as a house cat. Like, oh, these people. Okay, I do want to check the reply. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of getting a little long-winded here, but they say something here about just don't go to his booth if you don't like him. ICC, everyone can play, and if you're not a fan of one person, you don't have to worry because there's literally thousands of other people to talk to. LOL. Exactly. I'll just avoid him. So this guy doesn't like theory either. But I don't get it. Like, I understand not liking him because of, like I was talking about earlier, things that he's maybe flip-flopped on or stuff he says, but to not like him because he's apparently, like, encourages, being mean or something. Like, this guy won't come out and full out say what he thinks. But this chick, yeah, like with the no empathy, like he's mean. Are you guys grown adults or babies? As a female Star Wars fan, I find this an interesting guest choice. We know what she means. And then Hannah Bennett right there with you. None of this talk ever occurred until Disney got involved and the identity politics and stuff. There you go. Teresa's a grown adult. As a female Star Wars fan, I don't mind one bit. Yeah, like, who cares? He said something mean to Amandla Stenberg. It's this weird corporate worship that we've entered now, where if you criticize somebody who's rich and famous or the corporation they work for, then these people come out and defend. Like, do you think these corporations give a rat's ass about you? They're just there to make money. If you don't want to see him or interact with him, just walk past his table. If you don't like the guy, there will be another guest you can go see. If you don't want to see him, just spend your money at one of the other booths. Yeah, it's not rocket science, man. Like, this is so dumb. Baby stuff. Star Wars collecting is supposed to be fun. Don't drag your daily fights into the hobby. If you don't like him, just walk past his booth. Disappointing choice, but not surprising. Y'all have fun with the mental gymnastics of how this guy's good for the fandom. Again, you guys are coming from this. He's mean. Anyone who wants to not deal with this guy and his fans, come hang with Hannah and I. I think everyone is a real fan, and all Star Wars is real Star Wars. So you just don't like him because he criticizes Disney Star Wars, right? That's it. That's okay, and you're allowed to. I don't understand. I don't connect the person with what they're saying, right? Like, oh, you don't like what I like? I hate you now. I don't want to see you now. And it's like, guys, like, what is with this? It's tribalism over Star Wars. No thanks. He has spread too much hate just to gain views. Now, I agree. I think he changed his tune on some stuff because he thought it was strategic. I do believe that until I get a better explanation. That is what I have always said. But it's not hate. It's just... It's just calling out stupid stuff. It's not hating anybody. Nobody cares. Like, do you hate people, Joseph, that disagree with you? You just hate them because they don't agree with you? How do you guys have social lives? Like, do you go out? My siblings, like my brothers and sisters, we don't agree on every single thing in the world, but we can still hang out and have fun. The internet has just destroyed people's brains. Theory has been an interesting voyage to watch. He started out crying for joy over the Disney movies, then, much slower than the rest of us, started to see the truth. Then to be labeled all the negative labels was such a switch. It'll be nice to sit and chat with him. Well, Dan, if you figure out why he deleted those videos, I would love to know why. Why did he do that? He doesn't like Disney Star Wars. He's a bigot. Yeah, sign a tiny minority of Star Wars fans. Ew, this dude's toxic AF. Why is he? He's not toxic. He's... I can say a lot of things. He's just a guy. Like, he's... Oh, it's so weird. These people are so weird. And when you're on the internet like him, I hope he doesn't actually care about any of this crap. I don't think he does. Like, I've been called names. It's like, dude, I don't care. Say whatever you want. This is very disappointing. He's the leader of hate and misogynistic crap in the Star Wars. Guys, I brought up another group on the other side of this, and I think they're very funny and stuff. But if you think that Star Wars theory is the leader of hate, you have not even come remotely close to the side of the fandom that I'm talking about. Like, those guys rip people new ones every day. And it can be very funny, but they do. And theory is not even in the same hemisphere as those people. Not even close. And I don't know that he's ever gotten personal. And those guys sometimes get very personal. So, no. What is wrong with these people? He's not the I thought he was done with Star Wars. He's only said it like 5 times now. That's an epidemic as well. And there's a lot of people, a lot of Star Wars channels that I watch and enjoy, and they've all done these types of videos where I'm done with Star Wars, even some really, really big ones. Huge guys. And they need to stop doing that, because they're not. If you're going to be done with it, be done with it. Don't say you're done with it, and then you keep talking about it, right? There's nothing wrong with shifting to other things. Absolutely not. I know Tyrone Magus started doing more political stuff, and he was criticized for it, and he said, listen, I'm going to do what I want. There's nothing wrong with switching to something else, but don't say you're done with something and then you're not. You're just going to keep talking about it. See, there's a lot of positivity as well, right? Yeah, see a lot of positivity. I'm excited. Of all the Star Wars podcasters or channels you could host, it's him. What are with these grown men that are so weak? He doesn't even say anything inflammatory. You're just a weak loser. Oh, it's so lame. I have no idea who this is. I'll have to research it. Definitely seems to have struck a nerve here. Yeah, like, and that's just it. Not everybody, a lot of guys that are into Star Wars don't even care about Star Wars YouTube or Star Wars theory or anything. It's like, he's not leading anything. He's got a big channel. He's got a big following, absolutely. But no one with a brain, which I'm giving human beings the semi-benefit of the doubt, is just like worshipping and hanging off his every word. I don't think that's what it's about. I think when he does live streams and stuff, it's just a whole pile of people and they're all talking and stuff and chatting, and it's his channel and he hosts it, and and he's laid back and easy to chill and watch whatever with and comment. Like that to me. A lot of people like it though. I have no idea who that even is exactly. Okay, yeah. See, either they don't know who he is or they like him for the most part. If you want to invite creators that are actual fans of Star Wars, invite Force Center Podcast. So you have to promote and be positive about what Disney's done, or you're not an actual fan. And then there's the people on the far other end of the spectrum that if you don't hate every single thing Disney did, you're not a fan. It was hilarious to me because I have a lot of videos on my channel. I have said literally nothing positive about Disney Star Wars at all, ever. I've criticized the shows, mocked them mercilessly because they're terrible. And then the Skeleton Crew came out, and after the first 2 episodes, I said I don't hate it. It's not that bad. Now it got worse, and it ended up being just a nothing show that was pretty dumb and pretty pointless. But because I didn't say it was the worst ever, and I hate it, and it's garbage, and I hate everybody who's involved with it, then I'm a shill. I was called a shill by a couple people. It's like my entire channel. Every Disney Star Wars video I do, I mock it. And I even mocked that show. It's like, but this is the state of stupidity of the internet. It's not a Star Wars fandom issue, you guys. This is an internet issue. It is not the fandom. On the internet, regardless of what you're talking about or what you're into, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's political, whether it's entertainment stuff, music, whether it's art, anything, name it. Investments. There's people that like freak out. Business arguments. The internet is going to have people on one side that are nuts in their own way, and way far on the other side are nuts in their own way. There's everybody else in the middle, and it's fun to talk about the people on the nuts sides, but that's not indicative of the bulk of people. I think the bulk of people can disagree, can sit down, can even make fun of each other in a lighthearted way, and discuss things and move on. And they're not getting emotional and freaking out. I think that's probably the majority of Star Wars fans. Look at all the ones that didn't even know who he even was, right? And this is the guy leading the charge. So all I have to say, guys, yeah, pretty dumb, and I like that this brings up that discussion. It's good to leave those communications open, and if these people want to say dumb stuff, go ahead. To me, it's actually funny, and it's actually sad, and I'm not going to take it seriously on Star Wars Theory's behalf and be like, oh, poor Star. I don't think he cares at all, and if he does care, he needs to stop caring, because who cares? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel. Feel free to check out anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.